Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Memo Brown. I'm here to talk to you about what I plan to read in March. I know I missed out February, but it's a short month, right? So, I've got quite a few interesting books to talk to you about today. A few that I've seen on other people's booktubes and bookstagrams. A short TBR, because I always buy too many books and I can never fit them in a month. So this month I'm actually going to try and read the books that I've bought, she says. I know that we all have enthusiastic, basically all booktubers lie. I don't believe that people, when they're like, I've got 40 books on my TBR, and they're like, I've read them all. I'm like, did you, bitch? Did ya? Yeah. So this is what I mean. It's probably why I don't get subscribers, because I just am horrible about other booktubers and stuff all the time. Yeah, it's not a very big list, but I think it's got some real gems on there and ones that I'm super looking forward to. Do you know what's funny is I don't really say super in my everyday life unless I'm doing one of these videos. Super cool! Okay, so the first book that I'm really excited to read is a dark academia book, and I've never really read much of this genre before. If I have, I haven't known that it was that genre, because before I did booktube and bookstagram and everything, I didn't even really know about tropes and genres and other stuff that people talk about a lot. It's like learning a whole new language. Anyway, so the book that I am really looking forward to reading is a dark academia book, and I saw this with on a video by Books with Eleni, and oh, I don't know if I've said that right. Is it Books with Eleni? Books with Eleni? Books of Eleni. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look back. I was just about to say how much I really like her channel, but I sound like a fake now because I can't even remember how to say her name. But I recently discovered her channel. I just really like her content. I find her just really likable and she's really cool. So she said that this was one of her favourite books of 2020, and it was If We Were Villains by L.M. Rio. And if you guys have heard of A Secret History, it's been like likened to that. So it says in the back, Oliver Marks has just served 10 years for a murder he may or may have not committed. On the day of his release, he is greeted by a detective who put him in prison. Detective Colburn is retiring. He wants to know what really happened a decade before. A young actor at an elite conservatory, Oliver notices that his talented classmates seem to play the same characters on stage and off, villain, hero, temptress, though he is always a supporting role. But when the teachers change the casting and a good-natured rivalry turns ugly, the plays spill dangerously over into real life. When tragedy strikes, one of the 7 friends is found dead, and the rest face their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police and themselves that they are blameless. So yeah, like I said, I've never actually read much dark academia, but it's like a genre that I see all the way around. So I thought 2021 is the year I'm going to be challenging myself, reading new stuff. She'd said that this one was really good, and she said it wasn't too like academic, too clever. So hopefully I'll be able to get through it with my simple brain. And I'm super excited. I'm feeling in a weird mood today. Sorry guys. It's going to be a weird one. This next book was recommended, or not recommended, but I saw JK Reads, who is another booktuber, had said that she read this book. She only gave it a 3 out of 5, but I thought I'm going to give it a go anyway, because you know, you never know. And she said to me, she was like, you know, just give it a go and see what you think. And also, sometimes you've got to take these like ratings with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because you know, we've got preference. Random, but someone else random in my life recommended this to me. He's a really intelligent guy. He was like, this is one of his favourite books ever, and you know what, he's like a really cool, like indie, clever person. I was like, I want to read that. I want to be cool and indie and clever. That book is, without me explaining even more, is Trick Mirror by Gia Tolentino, Reflections on Self-Delusion. So I am getting quite into like these short essay type books, because I read the Pandora Sykes one, linked above to my review. I literally loved that. It was literally one of my favourite books in 2020. So yeah, I'm quite into these like short little essay type things and reflections. But the thing is that I'm like, is it going to be too clever for me? I don't like books that are too clever or make me feel dumb, because then I just feel like they become inaccessible to like the average person, unless you're like went to fucking Oxford and have got like a politics and history of Greek pottery degree or whatever. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too intelligent for me, but this is another one that I'm really excited to read. It's a masterclass in how to think about the world. What happens to our behaviour when we live mostly online? What does it mean to always be optimising? And what is it about scams and the millennial generation? Offering nuanced and witty reflections on feminism, reality TV, the internet, drugs, identity and more. Trick Mirror is multifaceted. A must read for anyone who is interested in the way we live and think today. And I love that. I think we should always stay asking questions. We should always stay inquisitive and always stay curious no matter how old we get, because if you don't, then you become a bigot or a racist. I'm here for this book. I don't know how I feel about the cover though. Just think it's a bit shit. I tried to find who else had said that the other ones, the next videos were good, but I can't remember. Sometimes it's like I comment on videos and then I'm like, oh yeah, someone recommended to me, and then I go and buy it straight away and I forget to like note down. So yeah, quite a random one, but it's one I'm really excited about as well, and a nice break between the books to have a little bit of a poetry break. You know, I've got to drop in, sprinkle, a little bit of poetry. And this one I was sent to do a review on, and I thought I'd just bring it in with my TBR as well. Someone that I connected through on Instagram, her name's Emma. I want to say Emma Blas. Emma Blas. Emma Blas. It could be Emma Blas, it could be Emma Blas, it could be Emma Blas. I don't know. So I really am sorry, but I'm pretty sure the first name is Emma. Got that one. One of these really nice and open and honest people who just seems to be like interested in having conversations with people, and she's really supportive on my Bookstagram, because on her Instagram she's always putting up really cool poems as well, and she has this book and it is called Watery Through the Gaps. Thank you very much, Emma. These poems are stepping stones carrying us across the water. Following the river will lead us home and we will never be alone again. Yeah, I think it's about connection to the earth and like humanity to earth, which we've massively lost contact with, or we've lost connection with so much. Like, I'm not one who's like a big eco person. Like, I don't know much about the environment and stuff. I should, but I don't. So maybe this might teach me something or make me at least feel a little bit more connected. I always do like a little reading from the poetry books. Ooh, I'm just gonna read a little stanza of this one. I've been giving myself away, handing pieces out as if they were candy rather than limbs from a broken tree. I have no leaves left to shield myself and I stand naked before you. I am tinder, snapping easily in rough hands, but I will not burn if you offer me a place beside your hearth. You stare, instead of covering my shoulders, instead of giving me pieces of you. I realise too late that there is a season of giving and receiving and a season to fall. My breath rises, steam in the cold. Oh, I like it already. Connection between the human and the earth experience. So yeah, loving it. Imagery, trees, whatnot, woo. Yeah, loving it. Imagery, trees, whatnot, woo. Next on my list to read in March is the book The Push by Ashley O'Drain, Ashley O'Drain, and I will be reading this one. Someone was talking about this and I was like, yeah, that sounds lit, so I bought it. I don't know who it was, so if it was you, if by any chance one of you big famous booktubers are reading it and you're like, that was me, I love The Push, then let me know. It says on the back, family history, written in our genes, is handed down the generations from mother to daughter, the good, the bad. We cannot choose what we inherit. We cannot decide what we are. Sometimes we get to be angels and sometimes monsters. Oh, what's it about? Let's have a look. Also, it's like this family trope and like cursed families, and I think it's a bit of a horror and whatever. I don't know, it looks like horror, doesn't it? Blythe Connor doesn't want history to repeat itself. You know when you get names like that in books, like Blythe Connor? Like, who is called Blythe Connor? Like, it's just, that's a book name, isn't it? That is a book name. Violet is her first child and she will give her daughter all the love she deserves, all the love that her own mother withheld. Ooh. But firstborns are never easy and Violet is demanding and fretful. She never smiles. Soon Blythe believes she can do no rights. There's something very wrong either with herself or her daughter. Her husband Fox, Fox, says she's imagining, but Violet's different with him and he can't understand what Blythe suffered as a child. No one can. Blythe wants to be a good mother, but what if that's not enough for Violet or her marriage? What if she can't see the darkness coming? Mother and daughter, angel or monster, we don't get to choose our inheritance. We are who we are. Whew. yeah. Next one is one that you would have seen everywhere. I've seen it across Instagram, I've seen it across YouTube, and I've seen people like reading it outside on the street and I actually saw a guy sitting at a bus stop reading this the other day. I was thinking, you naughty little man. And that book, and the reason I'm saying that is because that book is Luster. Luster by Raven Lalani. I think that's how you say it. Lalani. Yeah, it's got loads of reviews on the back by loads of really famous authors and authors I've read recently who say it's amazing. I absolutely love this cover. I'd have this as my mouth and nose. And from what I heard about this is another saucy one. This is another sexy one. I've avoided reading any reviews on this because I didn't want to know what it was about before I bought it, but I'm gonna read it now. Edie is just trying to survive. She's messing up in her dead end admin job in her all-white office, is sleeping with all the wrong men, and has failed at the only thing that meant to happen for her. Painting. No one seems to care that she doesn't really know what she's doing with her life beyond looking for her next hookup. Then she starts dating Eric, a white, middle-aged archivist with a suburban family, including a wife who has a sort of agreed to an open marriage and an adopted black daughter who doesn't have a single person in her life who can show her how to do her hair. As if navigating the constantly shifting landscape of sexual and racial politics as a young black woman wasn't already hard enough, with nowhere else to go, Edie finds herself falling headfirst into Eric's home and family life. Oh, that sounds lit. That sounds good. I'm excited. No wonder people have been raving about this. This does sound really good. I like the mixture between the sexual and the racial politics. Sounds good. I'm pretty sure I've heard that this is very character driven, so I just love having these big lips on there, but I wish it didn't have this little bit of spittle. You see that there? That is just quite annoying. Could they not have edited that out? Or is that just me being picky? Don't know. The next book that I have to read this month is a book. I'm pretty sure this is another... Is this another dark academia? Yeah, it's another dark academia book. So I did say I was trying to switch it up, and this is another dark academia book, and someone else was talking about this, raving about this online. Again, can't remember who it was, but this one is called Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. For a start, how amazing is this cover? Is it just me? I really like this cover. I don't know why, I just like it. And it says it's definitely sinister. Yes, okay, so it's like a cult boarding school. During your 3 years at Catherine House, you will have no contact with the outside world. Huh? You will not leave the grounds during your time at the college. What? No outside music or books permitted. Huh? If we believe you have wandered from the path of learning, you may be sent to the tower. Each of the students have been selected as someone who belongs here at Catherine. You will give to Catherine and Catherine will give to you, and you will not let each other down. Oh, Catherine sounds like a demanding bitch. Catherine House is a university like no other. Into its celebrated world steps a young woman who welcomes the school's isolation rather than its illustrious past. As the gates close and Inez finds herself start to be inevitably seduced by the magnetic power, she begins to realise the question isn't why she chose to come to Catherine House, but why Catherine House chose her. It's giving me like Rebecca vibes. That might be completely wrong, and I'll probably watch this back after I've read it and be like, shut up, Memo. Yeah, it's giving me like Rebecca vibes, you know, where the house is like the creepy thing in it and it's like controlling. Wicked, cool. So yeah, that's all the books that I plan to read through March, like end of February through March. And yeah, if you've liked the video, then please do like it. If you like any of the content, if you like any of the content, then please do subscribe. And if you've read any of these books, then please do let me know down in the comments, or if I've convinced you to read them, then let me know. Thank you for watching, all of you gorgeous people. Laters.